people, and welcome once again to Moral High Ground, where I try to talk about what's morally right, not just to me, but for everybody. The whole world, a big shebang, big kahuna. You know what I'm saying? Today episode is about those that try to test you. Now I'm talking about this episode because people want to take me out my character lately and try to piss me the hell off. And it's best to keep me calm and happy, okay? Because you don't want to see me evil. And I say evil, but it's not like the Hulk where it goes, you don't want to make me angry. It's like, I'll snap and I'll break your fucking neck. Do all kinds of shit. And I'm not joking. And I don't want to be that guy. It's just plain and simple. Just leave me the hell alone. And the thing about it is the person that's trying to take me out of my character is someone who doesn't have a life. And I've been pondering this for a couple of days. And the individual is just completely fake. Fake that he's some kind of badass thug. Fake that he's fucking getting women. When it's the same crackhole that he's been dealing with for over a year. And where me, on the other hand, I've been dealing with multiple women in different ways because I'm a guy that loves women. I'm not going to worry about trying to fake myself out to be something I'm not, to impress a female. And so the dude is full of shit. And, want to try to challenge me out of nowhere by bringing somebody got a problem with you, work this guy up to want to fight me. Don't even know the guy. I still kept my character, my composure, and every time the dude came at me with some bullshit, come at first trying to threaten me in a certain way, then you're gonna keep trying to test me to try to get me to come fight with you. It's not gonna work. Anybody that think they're gonna do that to me is gonna lose because I fight to win. And I lose it, and I'm gonna make sure you ain't moving, or there's gonna be some bloodshed. And it's not something I'm proud of either, because I choose to be, and actually am a good guy, but I choose to be a person that protects, not just cause weekly ass fights. If I'm gonna fight, I'm gonna fight for something that means something. I'm gonna fight for all humanity if I have to. I'm gonna fight for the world. But I'm not gonna fight some dumbass dude that thinks he's the big bad. Been there, done that. That was the '90s. It's the 21st century. And every time back then someone thought they was a big bad, I took their ass down. So it comes to a point where I ponder this over because it's not just a thing where I'm gonna sit back angry or I'm gonna sit here and complain. With my life experience with street fights and bullshit, is that plain and simple, why be something you're not? Who are you trying to impress in this fight? And is it worth it? The obvious thing is no, it's not worth it. Who gives a damn what people think about you? Because ultimately, the person that wants to fight me is trying to build a reputation. The thing about it, what makes this person ridiculous is a motherfucker walks around is the age first off. Dude, 55 years old, how you gonna fight someone younger than you? On top of that, you in a damn walker thing, the mobile, the ones that fat people ride in the Walmart, or the handicapped people, whatever. How are you going to try to challenge somebody that makes you stupid? But you want to test somebody. Now, I don't have to sit back and talk about all the negative stuff I do and prove I'm somebody. Usually, if you meet me, I'm going to tell you about all the positive stuff I do because I'm all about positivity and creativity, which is the episode I made several days back. Uh, and I'm truly a believer in that. I like socializing with people that got creativity, who comes up with ideas or something. Because in my life, the way I see it, we have to move steadily forward. We can't depend on something else. And this whole poser thing, this is what I call it because that's what it is a wimp and a poser. To try to impress somebody, to try to make yourself look big, and all that ignorant shit when you really ain't about it. Okay? I didn't have to bang because I went around uh, pretty much with my relatives as gangbangers, and I done fucking fought with many of them to earn respect. So there's no point in trying to do it just to do it. You know what I'm saying? This guy ain't affiliated, but wants to act like he is. So it makes it a joke. And I'm not even a damn affiliate. I'm just a fucking dude that don't take no shit. And so, plain and simple, I started analyzing this type of individual and then with the bullshit he said and the things he did. And I realized I've been encountering this all year, all last year, because we're on a new year. But I've been dealing with this certain type of individual from four different dudes, which made me think, okay, this type of character, these type of dudes, what they do is they try to sit there, act like they're cool, be a friend. Really, they picking at your mind, trying to figure something out about you. They don't got shit going on. That's a number one sign that's fucked up. Now I'm used to females ain't got nothing going on. They're watching mysteries and Jerry Springer or Maury Povich. They're lonely. They want a guy around, but yet they toxic because they say the craziest shit to get you to do something and you want to get the hell out of there because most dudes gonna put up and argue and fight with these women. There's no point in doing that. It's a woman, it's a jail sentence. And they know it and they like it. And so that type of broad is poison and toxic. But I analyzed this. These type of dudes, the opposite of those type of women, are the most ridiculous fools on the planet. And honestly, these are the type of guys that make regular good women hate men. And I analyzed this today. We're talking to one of my female cousins. I was like, whoa, she's right. She was talking about this other cat she deal with. Same fucking scenario. Dude don't do shit. Always want to be in everybody's business. Want to talk about people and all this shit. And so it made me think, how many women out there pick this type of dude, thinking, okay, he's cool because he's wearing the clothes, he's acting an attitude, but he ain't working, he ain't doing shit, he's pretending to be something he's not. Might be getting a disability check and trying to front like it's this big money, whatever. You know what I mean? This type of lifestyle is ridiculous. They want to be your friend first, talk shit when they feel like they think you weak or whatever, they think they got you figured out. Then they get mad when you choose not to deal with their ass, so they make rumors up about you and spread it to everybody. These type of individuals are always angry inside, mentally. When dudes, they're more angry than the chicks. The chicks be mad and they take it out on somebody they think that cares about them. But with the dudes, they're gonna take it out on anybody they think that's weaker than them or whatever. They try to size them up, label them up, and all you're doing is making a fool out of yourself because you're proving that you ain't real. I'm talking about girls that go in, they don't got no hobbies, nothing going on, and they watching these shows, and they're depressed. But with guys, they only got a TV, they don't got nothing to entertain them, and no hobbies as well. That's the first line. If they just like watching sports, and ain't nothing. Sports get boring after a while. I'll watch football, be bored after a minute, and that's because I play football, so I already know all the plays and all the scenarios are going to happen. It's actually quite simple. And baseball's the same way, but I get into it a little bit more because there's a little bit of mathematics involved. But at the same time, it gets boring as hell unless there's a triple play, a double play, or something like that, or a grand slam. But that never really happens because it's the longest fucking time they try to get to that point in the game. But the thing about it is, it's boring as hell. I don't give a damn if you like UFC, any of that shit. After a while, it gets boring. The same routine day after day. That's boring. And if you don't have other things going on in your life, you're bored. You got to be in a hobby. I got more respect for a dude that builds a car. I don't care if you're playing a video game, creating some kind of new chemicals or whatever the hell it is you're trying to do for your life. Engineering, welding. All these dudes that got these type of careers, I got much respect and love for you because you're making life better for yourself and your families. Okay, that's with me. I do this. I research things. I've been doing that forever. I play my games. I do my other ideas for business. I write down and try to steadily move forward as well as work my own damn job. Work so much I don't go out, so I don't see a lot of things. Now, there's a lot of things I seen the other day. I didn't realize the city was changing like this. But my point is, what's with this shit? These dudes that when they get in these type of guys, another thing they do, they're always right. Nothing's wrong. They're not wrong on shit. Everything they're right about, you can't tell them they're wrong. They think they know every damn thing, but they don't really know nothing because they haven't really lived life and experienced things the way you have. They'll call you a liar quick when you tell them something from your heart or some past memory that actually happened. Well, you're lying. I don't believe you. Why they say this stuff? Because they're liars. They lie constantly. You know, and with that being said, this is where I thought, I got really shaved, or I got some kind of zit growing there. But anyway, so with this type of liar, I thought, when I was talking to my female cousin, this is what it is. These girls deal with these type of dudes because when you get with them after they've been with these assholes, they're like, "Oh, you're a liar. Oh, you doing it?" And they automatically come at you like this. And I thought about it because just recently I had a female around that was, or should I say, woman. I don't know what's politically correct anymore, so don't yell and jump down my throat. But anyway, this woman, and she came at me with all this crap, and I'm saying, this is not me. That's not my character. I'm not like that. And I kept thinking about it over and over again. And then just recently with this current situation, it made me think of these other dudes and how they act and how they may come at women. And then I thought about what she said and what my female relative said, and I said, okay, that's what's going on. They fall for these suckers because they dress a certain way, they pretend a certain way. When a real dude like me wanted to come home after work, put his feet up, drink something, watch a show, well again, whatever to do to relax, snore, whatever, and we get ignored because we don't got enough time for the female or don't want to spend money on the female. But the whole thing is, other guys, they're tricking, they're doing this stupid stuff, anything to make themselves seem better than what they are. In all reality, they're wasters of space. And I believe at certain times, some people need to be taken out of population, I think. And this is just something I'm not talking about death, but I'm just saying like a different alter state. And I can't just say a state of reality, but I'm just saying like a different vector, zone, whatever, what have you. They need to be put in like, you can't say nursing home, but, well, maybe you could, but in some cases you could. But I'm saying these people need to be in a different area away from normal people, which makes me jump to another scenario where I believe the main problems we have in society is we keep the people who can't handle society in society, and so it doesn't function right. You're keeping them in the community with people who's trying to work, take care of their families, take care of kids, while they still try to cause chaos, mayhem, and disaster. And ultimately, most of the time, they get away with it now because people don't pay the consequences for their actions. They're constantly running around doing things that they know ain't right. Grown ass people trying to relive some type of youth. And even if they, in their 20s, 30s, they on a messed up page because they want to follow the dumb shit that happened before, not knowing how many people we done lost in our families behind gangs or drugs or whatever. Not knowing how fucking bad we want those people alive again. But then you got some poser running around pretending to be something they're not to attract the opposite sex or something like that. And then ultimately probably spreading that same virus, that same mental illness to a child, where that child actually ends up dead and actually does go do these things that father or whoever couldn't do. And it's a bad scenario. You got to get deep into this and think about it. People are trying to test things that don't need to be tested. You know, people trying to challenge people who they should never challenge because dealing with someone you don't know can make for an uncomfortable situation. And I'm just saying this from experience. On top of the fact that if you don't know, now you know. When I lay down a smack down on your ass. Yeah, but honestly, I was just playing right there. But and in a way, I'm not. But the whole thing I'm saying is these people are making life more problems for people, more complicated than just some crazy sucker that goes around shooting people. That person's getting bullied or something. Something weird's going on there. The mass shootings and all this serial killing mayhem. But when it comes to the type of people I'm talking about, and it's like what I made an episode a while ago called "Fake People." It's around that same scenario, that same situation, that same, And I hate to use the freaking word that everyone uses. You know what I'm saying? Where they be like, "Oh, This whole thing is just it pretty much. I'm not even gonna say it because, like I said, I hate using the word, but it's a word that's always used in politics. Okay, fuck it, narrative. I hate that word. I hear it so much in the news, and it makes me wonder what their basis for comparison is. Mine would be scenario, but theirs is always narrative, narrative, narrative. Especially when someone's really into politics, it's always this narrative. Okay, whatever. My point is, there's no reason to have bad influences in any situation. When it comes to family, when it comes to school, when it comes to work, when it comes to basic living. If you got those type of negative people around you and they did it to more than one person constantly, then they don't need to be in society. It's just that simple. But with me, if you challenge me, you're trying to take me on, you're trying to start some static, I got a problem with you. I don't give a damn how much you want to call me your friend. Friendship goes very thin with me, especially with males. I'll be friends with a female all day long until the cows come home, until Jesus falls from the sky. I'm gonna be a friend with a female. But with a dude, you gotta get the hell out of here. I don't like looking at another dude too long. And it's just, I'm the old male type dude, which means I don't give a damn about impressing a dude, which is another situation I'm talking about. Okay, the guys try to act hard and all this shit, and they really going around trying to press another dude. Girl, and I can imagine a girl being in a relationship with a guy with this type of personality, with these type of dudes I've dealt with recently, where I analyze them because I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you? You know what I'm saying? And why am I more superior, even though I might not be superior in some ways, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is, how can you sit there, you talk to here, let's put it this way. You're talking to a motherfucker. I'm probably getting all demonetized all over the place. But you're talking to another dude and they start saying all this crap. And then when another person come in, another guy or whatever, oh, I didn't say that. I don't know what you're talking about. Or they try to project it on you and make it look like you said something that you would never say in the first place. That type of individual has to be annoying as hell when it comes to a female. You know what I mean? They're just sitting there trying to tell them something that's personal, and their personal business ends up in some dude's mouth or something. I've heard things like this before in relationships. I ain't done it when I was in mine, but still, maybe my very first one because I was still new at dating. But all the times I've been with a woman, I've never done that. It's not nobody else's business but mine. You know, and the same thing. That goes hand in hand with sex too. You got these cats that want to go, oh yeah, man, I did it to her, this, that, and we did this, and I got in there, and I be thinking to myself, why you telling this motherfucker? Like me personally, I don't tell nobody. Let's do it. And then later on, I might see the girl with her boyfriend or something. It might be a barbecue, anything. You might be going to the store, together. You just like get that smile at her. She smile at you. It's a good thing. You both know you got down. Dude don't know. A lot more comfortable situation. At least for me, anyway. And so it's better than sitting there going around telling everybody all this crap. And I don't tell because it's a form of respecting the person I did it with. I enjoyed it. I respect her. I'm not gonna just make her look like some slut of the year and just tell everybody in the world that I did it to this girl and I did this and all this crap. That's stupid. So the dudes that do this is they're trying to sell a sexual image in a way that they're this big player, but in all reality, it sounds a little small to me. And when I say small, it means your sexual experience is small and you're really not that, good at what you're saying or claiming to be. You shouldn't have to tell. You just do your thing. That's some kids type stuff. And then maybe I might be a whore because I hear people talk on these web shows and all this. Oh, how many women you been with or how many men you been with? Honestly, I can't fucking remember. I can't even try to remember. I can remember some of my exes, but then another one will pop up in my head. You know, or another girl I done had fun with. Whatever. So take it as it is. I'm a man whore. I slept with a lot of females. Don't got a number, but you know what? I love to enjoy each and every one of them. Not just in that way, but as an individual that loves the opposite sex. But I'm not gonna make it look like a damn fool by telling all these dudes that they don't even matter to date Jesus in a way, you know. And I wasn't even trying to talk about myself, so I went off topic, and I sound like a freaking Looney Tune. My point is, people be trying to test you, okay? It don't make no damn sense. They don't challenge you, and they ain't got no sense. And they go around ruining the party for everybody. And that's where everything's wrong. You just got to come to a sense of where these individuals realize that their shit is old, it's whack, and you always gonna be alone because of your personality that you created that scares people away or makes people say, "Oh, I can't hang around that person, I can't trust them, they're not to be liked," or anything like that. But you gotta call people on their bullshit when they start doing shit, because otherwise they're gonna keep coming at you with this dumb shit, and that's the problem. Is that people sit there and keep, especially if you're Christian, I think, if you keep trying to be nice to people, thinking get along, and ultimately you're gonna walk away, get away from the bull, but they're gonna keep coming at you because they think you're weak, or you push over, whatever, and that's not the case. But in my scenario with that type of situation, yeah, I'm trying to be the good guy and I'm trying to be right by God and everything else. So if you're trying to push me into my old ways, don't be surprised when the devil comes out and snaps your freaking neck, break your leg, whatever. It's like being Two Faced. You got two sides. All of us do, whether we want to believe it or not. Some people think you just have one solid personality and never changes. It's bull. You'll see somebody's personality change depending on the situation they're in or whatever's going on that will lead them to that path of making that personality pop up. Some people have childhood traumas that they can never get over. Others get over it, want to move forward, but people try to pull you back to it. And that's where chaos begins. And it's somewhere that only happens when someone's trying to test you or challenge you in some kind of way, either be mentally or physically. And it doesn't come out right because you can't, you're all on emotion at that point. You're not thinking logically. You can't sometimes because people will keep trying to test you, push your buttons, and bring you down to their level, which is ignorance. So, what I'm saying, I'm going to make it simple. Forget about the part where I said all this crap. Had nothing to do with, but yes, I love boobies. And and the lovely essence of a woman and the smell and the texture. But it has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. My whole point is testing somebody else doesn't make it any better. Two wrongs don't make a right. Problem with an eye for an eye is someone ends up blind and no one wins. So my point is we need to find a way to end all this chaos and ignorance. Be yourselves. Don't be something else. And I don't just go with this testing something thing. This goes with everything now in America. People keep putting all these dumbass words out there. That's bad enough. I got a spelling problem. And you're gonna talk about non-binaries and all this bull. And it's just be you. Okay, I don't even like this. He, her, she, him, whatever the hell it is. Now I signed some application and it was some crap like that. And I'm like, what the hell? Why don't I just say dude or man or male, you know, or female or woman? What's the big deal? Had someone try to give me a whole PD, or we call it PC check, telling me I can't say females. It's derogatory. What the hell? I am a man. A woman is a woman. But you know what? I'm a human male. Plain and simple. That woman is a human female. Shouldn't be derogatory. But the reason why it is because dudes, the type of dudes I'm talking about, get mad and go, listen, female, shut up, female. And that's where it becomes derogatory to them. But the whole point of it is society needs a wake up call. We get all caught up in all these emotions, all these little petty problems that we're fighting over. It's really worthless battles. All of them. Standing up for certain rights that don't make no sense to anybody, not to God either. You know what I mean? And then what happens? We're leaving the door wide open to be attacked. America, people keep talking about China, Russia to me all the time. America's killing itself, and no one's realizing this. It's destroying itself with these political parties that don't make sense, with these dumbass protests that truly are insane, and these dumb concepts that you're trying to push into the education system as well as through adults. And these things have to stop. I don't care if you believe dogs grow up and they're purple when they're babies. Okay? I don't care if you believe that gold can come out of a freaking pond where a bunch of freaking toxic waste is. Okay? I don't care about any of this nonsense that doesn't make sense, is irrational and illogical. Okay? But I do care about survival and survival of the human race. And the one thing I see is the end of the human race through the leadership of the United States of America. Now, I'm sad because I'm all red, white, and blue, American black dude. Okay? But I do see it. You got robots being made to please people sexually. You have separation between men and women. Women, I hate men. Men are like, oh, women's stupid. And then the dumb thing with the men part is, oh, you a simp if you love women. Well, you're a simp, which back in the day would just be a trick. So it's like, what the hell? With whoever came up with simp, and then the shitty part is the whole gender thing. It makes no sense. It's illogical, and it's actually mutilation, if you ask me. But it's a separation, even if it is a thing, because it doesn't matter to me. If someone loves someone, they love them. But the problem with it is it's too open now. It's like everyone came out of their closets or whatever the fuck, and now everyone can just switch whenever they want. The one that's more confusing is the guy that's loved a woman so long, and then you decide, okay, well, I can't get a woman now. I guess I'll be with a dude. It makes no sense. It's irrational, illogical. It's insane. We need babies to be made. We need more people to be created. I'm not saying that there ain't enough. And then the last thing, the big thing that everyone's protesting about this past year, abortion. Abortion isn't right. They got a video that showed the babies twitching with the arm. The reason why I say this, and even though the episode's about testing someone, I think in some way all these issues have been something that someone's tested someone on and they fell for it. They tested their mind to see if they're weak enough to believe it or not. And they all fell for it. It was all walking up and saying, oh, you know what? Baby should be aborted. You know what? Guys, we have to like them, get rid of them. Girls, oh man, they just want your money and this and that, In all reality, I kind of believe in that one because girls don't like guys. Really, they like cars and money. Cars and money and clothing. And maybe that's weird, but that's what I see sometimes. And I can understand the thing. You want what you want. But it comes a thing when we all get old, we all get lonely, and we all get depressed because of the loneliness. It's something where you have to end that loneliness and replace it with someone who puts joy in your life, someone you enjoy being around, having fun with, laughing with, someone you want to have sex with because you desire their being around you all the time. Not just because they're sexy and beautiful. Yeah, who the hell wouldn't want to do that? But a person that truly inside brings the best out of you because they feel like home, if that makes sense to people. Someone that makes you feel comfortable inside, happy, joy, and when they're not around you, you can't stop thinking of them, that type of individual. You should give it all to, and everyone else push aside. Even if I don't care if you're a lesbian and you love women, and there's got to be a guy somewhere you appreciate, and vice versa. God made us all to have a connection and to build something great as humans. We shouldn't abandon it for silly human concepts and dumb decisions. We should stand strong in what we want, what we believe in. Anyway, this is Moral High Ground. Peace be with you all and blessings upon you always. Subscribe, like. Yeah.